Hello, welcome everybody to our Genesis instructional videos. Today we're going to be talking about how to not be on Google's naughty list. I'm here with Mylon.
Hello guys.
So we have a lot of really great things to teach you today. I know some of these are going to be a little bit elementary in fashion, but if you get these things right, it's really going to help your online marketing on Google. It's really going to help move you up. And even though these things are simple, they're things that you can implement today to do really well and to build that trust with Google. And building trust is very important.
Yes, because if your customers trust you and like you, they buy from you.
Exactly. So let's jump straight in. Yeah, Mylon, take it away.
Okay, we're going to first talk about your central navigation of your site. And not only does that add some aestheticness to your site, but it also helps users find your products and go along with, hey, where should I go within the site? Now, Google's pretty smart, so its robots can crawl your site exactly like your customer would. So it's very important to make it have user-friendly abilities. And just like Santa has to get all over the world and see all the children in the world, so does your customers need to be able to get all over your site. So make sure that here we kind of have a simple layout, it's minimalist, but you can see how you have home, about, contact, blog. It's all laid out nice and neat. Links aren't just everywhere, but it's laid out in a functional way. So that's a very important first step.
Yeah, just to reiterate what Mylon said, it's just so important to have that central navigation. And it is very basic concept, and I know a lot of your sites out there probably have it, but there are a lot of sites out there that don't have that, you know? And users in Google want sites that they can easily navigate through. So, and as we're talking about navigation at the top, when you're in your browser, you can actually see title tags. This is what your site is called, especially whenever you search on Google. This is what shows up like in your meta title and your meta description. And if you're using WordPress, your default title is just another WordPress site, and if that's your title, it's
pretty awkward.
It's kind of awkward. So you want to make sure that your title tags are changed to relevant information and use keywords there based on what your site is about. If you don't know how to change that, hopefully you're working with a marketing agency or somebody who's designed your site. You can tell them, hey, make sure that our title tags are updated.
All right, and then the About page, what about that?
Yeah, so with the About page, this is something that's really important with Google, that branding is huge. Brands are important. Google really likes brands. So what your About page does actually is you want to include a lot of information there. That is the one area where you don't want to skimp out on your content. You don't want to just put a couple sentences. Tell your story, tell the history of your company. You know, maybe add some photos of your team. Make sure that your About page looks really good and you brand who your company is. Because like I said, users want to see that, Google wants to see that because they love brands.
Awesome.
Talk about blog.
All right, so now this is probably the easiest way that you can brand yourself, get ranked on Google, and just give Google a lot of love, a lot of ways to make you searchable. And that is with, of course, a blog. So with this guy, first off, you get a lot of credit as far as Google goes. Okay, this guy's updating his site, he's ranking for these particular keywords, and it's another way to have a lot of different articles and ways to express your brand's identity, but you can also use different keywords, different products you have, you can feature them, fun things that's going on with your site.
Yeah.
And also just, hey, it looks good to show people that you're actually doing something on your blog, you're staying active.
And let's just say, like, blogging isn't about sitting down and just like throwing your thoughts out there. Like, blogging can be share your company's news, share your company's latest projects, share this different information about your company. It's not about you like talking about philosophy or something like
yes,
that.
Exactly, yeah.
When we say blog isn't like that. Blog can be used for providing so many different types of content.
Yeah, and more or less you're answering people's questions. And that's the biggest thing, because when people search Google, they're usually searching for an answer. Mm-hmm. So you think, okay, what will my customers be searching for? Bam, here's the answer with a blog.
Yeah, tell them about updates.
Okay, so I think we mentioned this before, but when you ever go to a site and you see they haven't updated a blog since 2010.
Yeah, like 2010.
Yeah, what does that tell you about that site? If I'm a customer, it's like, okay, they don't care about their blog or their website. Do they care about me?
Yeah, and then what does it tell Google?
Google that you're not even a real domain because you don't even work on your site. So it's completely necessary to keep that thing updated. How many times would you say a month or a week?
For a company that just wants to get started, I think it's important to do it once or twice a month. We do it 2 to 3 times a week because we're a very content-heavy company, but I think 1 or 2 times a month is perfect.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Talk about titles as well, using keywords in your blogs.
Okay, so titles. Now we're not talking about just boring, run-of-the-mill titles. When you want somebody to click on your blog, use some words that really articulate what the value is in that blog, what the person can get out of it. Because it's not always about you, it's about your customer and what they can benefit from reading your blog. And also with keywords, this is another way to get ranked for certain keywords that customers might be searching for. So let's say if you have a pool business and customers, they'll have maybe questions about, okay, how much does this fiberglass pool cost? Well, that's a good topic, it's a good headline for your blog is fiberglass pools cost blah blah blah, which is actually taken from a true story that made a guy a lot of money doing just that. So that's how important blog titles and keywords are.
Yeah, include keywords in your blog titles because that helps tell Google what you're talking about and really helps them index the information in a way that makes sense for people who are searching. So,
exactly.
So yeah, let's jump over here to text. Text. And this is huge because what we're talking about here is we go to a site, they have a slider. Sliders are very popular right now. They have like a 3-column, 4-column layout with some graphics, a gallery, maybe a form. But the thing is, they don't have a lot of text on their website. And if you don't have a lot of text on your website, well, then Google doesn't really have a lot of information to bring back to its search engine. If you only have graphics, Google doesn't read that, especially if there's text on the graphics. Google can't see that. So you want to make sure that you have text in between all of these different areas, between your 3 columns, your gallery, your form. Provide enough text and put keywords within that text that really help tip off Google to what you're about. Like you were saying with a pool company, if you're doing fiberglass pools in your local area, then include your local area in that keyword. Because that's really key and it's really important. And make sure that information is on your homepage and you don't just have graphics and like different fun areas that look really good. Make sure that things look good, but make sure that there's really good content on there.
And when you do have pictures on there too, another cool way to get your keywords that you want is by saving your pictures as they're alt tagged.
Alt text.
Alt text as the particular keyword you want to rank for. So that's another cool tip you can throw in.
Yeah, tell them about social.
Okay, so like we said before, Google likes brands. They like to know that you're live, you have user interaction. And Google owns YouTube. So if you have YouTube videos or you have your YouTube channel subscription bar on your page, that's just showing a lot of extra love to Google. They love that. They love seeing that you have links to Facebook and Twitter. And not only putting those links on there will help you with the search engines, but also help boost your social profile. I mean, it's so easy to say your brand on your page. People will do that if they have any type of liking to you at all. Yeah, and like what we were talking about earlier with branding, this is kind of like with blogging. You don't have to just try to work really hard to come up with information. On Facebook and Twitter and Google+, whatever you're using, send out information about what your company is doing. Hopefully your company is doing something, And just send out news about what your company is doing, send out news within your field because we're in marketing. It's easy for us to just send out great articles that we're reading on our own and share that with people. So get creative with the way that you brand and then interlink all of those sites together because then Google will see all of that. It's like your own little business ecosystem and it's a great way to really get off the naughty list and get on the good list with Google. Awesome. And you have a bonus for us. I've got a bonus for you guys. This one is super important and a lot of people forget about this one. And that is, your bonus is to have good hosting. So I know your website is hosted somewhere if it's online and we can view it. And you may not even really know what hosting is, but whoever's handling your website or if somebody's within your company is handling your website, go to them and ask them if you have good hosting. If you're paying for cheap hosting, change that right now because your hosting correlates to how fast your whole website actually functions. And if your website isn't running fast, the people who land on your website are gonna bounce if it's not fast. And Google is also going to be able to see how fast your page is. And if it's not very fast, then they're also going to push you down and probably add you to that naughty list because Google really wants to see sites that are fast and rapid and giving people what they want at a fast pace. That could be the one thing that's keeping your page off the first page of Google search. So you could be doing everything else right, but if your site is really slow, then that's the problem right there. I will try again next year. So like we said, Mylan, these are some really simple things, but if you do these well and do these right, it's really going to help you move from Google seeing you in a bad light to seeing you in a very good light. Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of more advanced techniques we could talk about. But if you don't have these, nothing else will really work. So it's something that's very simple. It's very principles of good SEO. But a lot of people, they neglect that. They don't think about
They just throw a website up
Yeah.
and that's it. So
exactly.
don't let your site be one of those that you just toss up there. Be very specific, be very detail oriented with what you're doing on your site, and it will pay off in the end for sure.
Yeah, so for a new year coming up, have a new website, a new you.
Yeah, change your website. You can follow us at Genesis NetDev on Twitter, find us on Facebook, read some more information down below this video on our site, and if you like it, share it with some other people, and we'll make sure to have some other great instructional videos for you.
Yeah, too, and that too, if you have any questions or want us to do a video on a certain topic, we can pretty much handle anything out there. So just use a comment in the comment section and we'll get to you right away.
Yeah, appreciate it guys. See you next time.
Merry Christmas.